Well, hello, everybody, and welcome back to Ghost Stories Told from the South. I am your host, as always, Stephen LeBooth. We got some great stuff for you today. I'll be closing out doing the water stuff today, so after that, gonna do something special. Anyways, this is Stephen Booth with Ghost Stories Told from the South. I hope everybody's having a great work week. Thank you for watching the YouTube channel. Remember, stop right now, hit that subscribe button for me. And hit that like button too. Cha-ching! Okay. Hope everybody's liking the videos. Like I said, I'm going to start trying to do these more and more and more. It's sorry for the glare on my glasses. And sorry, I just burped in the microphone. But yeah, my new glasses have not come in yet. So hopefully the next episode, I will have them. I hope I do. All right. Let's get the audio part going over here. All right, guys. Ready? Let's do it. Well, hello, and welcome back to another scary episode of Ghost Stories Told from the South. I am your host, Stephen LeBooth. We got some scary stuff for you today. So scary, it will scare the pants off of an ant. But we got some scary stuff for you today, and I hope you enjoy. Well, hope you like that corny intro, but this is me, the one and only Stephen Booth, and welcome back to Ghost Stories Told from the South. This is episode 96. 4 more, guys. 4 more weeks. 4 more weeks, 4 more episodes. And that's 100, baby. And that means I'll be doing it for about 2 years. But the big shows when we do the 104th show. That one will be that one will be the last one for the season. Can't believe we're going to be closing up season 2 and getting season 3 ready, guys. It's been a joyful trip, and I love it. I love it. I love it. But yeah, I just want to say thank you, guys. Our numbers keep growing. If you're listening, wherever you're listening right now, start following me. Get some downloads. I'm everywhere. And yeah, anyways, just want to say thank you to everybody that listens and downloads and all that. And just want to say thanks. It means a lot to me. Yes, it does. It's like I said, man. I do this from my house. I don't make any money off of it. I'm just raw dogging it right now. Hopefully, I can build my fan base up like it's growing and one day do this all day long for a living. Have some great stuff I can dig up. But that'd be great. But anyways, just want to say thanks. And you guys are cool, man. But yeah, I guess hope you're like I said, hope you're having a great week at work. Today's Wednesday for you guys, so it ought to be gravy. And tonight I got the house to myself. The kids are gone for spring break, so Daddy got the house to himself. I can record in the studio. Now the dogs are being freaking good for once. I mean, life is good. I better shut up. Something's bad is gonna happen. But yep, hope everybody out there is doing great and awesome sauce. Well, I got that out of the way. I guess we'll get on with our first story. Our first story is about the Yazoo River. Apparently, this river connects into the Mississippi somewhere. It didn't give me that information. But where all this goes on is right there where the Mississippi and the Yazoo River meet. Okay, here's our story. A woman lived along the banks of the Yazoo River as a hermit in the 1800s. She was as she was She was not real good to look at, and she was mean too. People avoided her. No one knew her name. She was an object of scorn and misery. In a quiet voice, people whispered rumors about her and her vile pastime. It was said that she would lure unsuspecting fishermen into her home, and kill them in various ways, including by poison. Ooh, she'll poison ya. Then she could bury them in a nearby hillside and do a dance on their graves. No one bothered to confirm this by looking for the man's bodies. Joe Bob Duncan, a youth, knew of these stories and her reputation. He was guiding his raft down the Yazoo one autumn night in 1884. Then he heard moaning from the inside of her home. Uh, he steered towards her hut to investigate, then walked towards the place of horror. Carefully, he looked through a window and saw a sight that filled him with terror. Two dead men were lying on the floor, and the woman was dancing about them, dressed in a filthy dress, arms outreached in a weird position. Joe Bob ran back to his raft and guided as swiftly as he could towards town to tell the sheriff. What if he witnessed what he had witnessed? When he saw what he saw with his eyes confirmed the rumors by the local town people. One account states that the sheriff and his deputies rode to the home on horseback, while uh, others declare that they rode in on a horse and buggy. So we got two stories. One saying they rode in on a horseback, one saying horse and buggy. I don't think it really makes that big of a fucking deal. I really don't. Just saying. Okay, they heard the sound of footsteps crunching in the falling leaves. They saw the old woman running towards the swamp area. The sheriff yelled to stop, but she paid no mind. And Joe Bob would later tell his children and grandchildren that she looked like a ghostly scarecrow, and did so even on his deathbed. By the time they reached the old woman, she had sunk into some quicksand up to her neck. Her scared face was all they saw. She shouted to them she would return. So they seen her nasty ass scary face, and she was like, I will return, my kitties. 20 years later, people's memories of the witch of her curse faded. Most people had forgotten about it, or attributed it to their demented ravings of the minuscule old woman. On the morning of May 25th, 1904, a woman who lived on Mount Street was getting ready for her wedding. She went into the parlor to get either her trousers, or wedding gifts, anyways, to show her friends. Again, the account vary, however, as with the sheriff and deputies riding on horseback or on buggy. This is really don't matter, so I don't keep why they keep referring to little shit like this in the story that don't make it ain't telling us nothing. Anyways, both accounts agree on what the man saw in 1884. the gravesite and the horror that was soon visit Yazoo City. Apparently, a servant had knocked a lamp over in the parlor, and there was a small blaze. There were strong. They were strong, usually for this time of year. Winds quickly spread the fire into the into the other buildings, then spread out into more homes and into businesses. Firefighters from Jackson Greenwood tried to help the ones from Yazoo City. It was too little, too late. No business buildings were left standing in the downtown district, and many found residents were destroyed. Many homes and residents were destroyed. The city was in ruins. The next day, some of the residents who remembered the witch's curse visited the gravesite. One account states that a chain was broken in. States that the chain was broken into, and the other that a link was missing. Again, it two various of the stories that don't really mean anything right now. The story has been passed down through. So basically, then people went back to her tombstone and busted it up. Basically, stupid. See, don't do that. If a woman puts a curse on your fucking town and then she burns it down, people, I would highly recommend not go back to that woman's tombstone or that guy's tombstone and do that. Yeah, you're bringing more mojo on you. So that's basically what these guys did. The story has been passed down through generations, varying only in trivial details, but the accounts agree that there was an evil, ugly woman who lived by the banks of the Yazoo River, and Joe Diggin saw what he did. Two skeletons were found hanging from the rafters, as well as uh, carved up cats in the attic too. Oh my God! Wow. The ugly, spiteful woman drowned in the quicksand after she said she would return on May 25th, 1904 to burn the town down. There was a fire that devastated the town on that date. Ooh, wee. Everybody in town hated her. She would rise out of her grave on the morning of that May 25th of 1904 and burn the town down. With having her head disappeared into the with her saying when her head disappeared in the quicksand that I will come back and kill you or wipe the city out, whatever she said. Her body was retrieved with the aid of three of the branches and pitchforks. She is buried at the Glenwood Cemetery with a stone marker with the initials TW inscribed on it to mark her grave's location. The sheriff ordered the strongest chain he could find to be placed around her grave. His words were that if she could break through the chain and burn down Yazoo, she deserved to burn it down. Okay, well, anyways, that's pretty fucking crazy. A witch that came, that, I mean, that's, I don't know. That's what, you gotta be nice to people, man. You don't know who you're gonna piss off. You know, she might have been a nice little old lady witch, just, killed a couple people. Wasn't no big deal. No, I'm just kidding. She was a witch, man. That's crazy. Can you imagine being that guy that stumbled upon that and seen that shit? Yeah. Well, I'm gonna apologize because I think this one's gonna be a short episode today, but don't worry. Next week's will be better, or it'll be longer. So, all right. Well, let's do the next one, my friends. God damn it. Excuse me. Okay, the next one is the Tombigbee River in Alabama. As 13 Alabama ghost named Jeffrey relates, people close to the Tombigbee River sometimes hear music drifting towards them from the water, often accompanied by screams of people uh, begging for rescue. Some people even see the ghost of the Eliza battle floating down the river towards the towards her never reached destination of Mobile. It's certainly a chilling tale, perhaps even more so since all the events leading up to the phenomenal steamboat's appearance were so were so scary. Perhaps if it's the fact that the ghost stories were born of a true story that makes it so frightening, or does the line between fact and fiction play a part in that story? Nobody really knows. But apparently, there was a steamboat that sunk on this river, and supposedly, like they say, you can hear like uh, people partying on a boat or something, and you're in the water or on the shores, and it's like coming to you, and yeah, just crazy stuff like that. And then the of course the the Eliza battle. It was a ship apparently. Probably, I think no, this was a steamboat, kind of like battleship thing. But yeah, it had an accident. And it all its crew died at the in the river. So yeah, that was pretty chilling. So yeah, watch what you doing out there. Well, let's go to the next one. All right, guys, here we go. Okay, the Blackwater River is also a popular tubing spot with a dark past. A woman with long black hair, smelling of rotten flesh, haunts the water and will attempt to drag you to your death. If you cannot escape her clutches, no matter what is causing people to drown in the river, it would be wise to be careful when you're taking a dip. The Blackwater River, of course, has a long, dark history. Some would say that that Florida is too sunny of a place for darkness to threaten people. But in is call Blackwater River is causing more death than any other body of water in the region. I did not know that, so don't go there swimming. The stories tell of a woman with long black hair, smelling of rotting flesh, haunts the place and drags to death everyone who isn't able to escape her clutches. So apparently people have escaped, but I'm too fat and too old, and I'm not that good of a swimmer, so I'm not going to chance that place. While experts have come with some explanations for the smell people sometimes feel when they come across the river. The legends of a creature that clutches people when they drive into the water, too many to be ignored. Oh, okay. Well, when people dive into the water, or that's when they're getting snatched up and stuff, apparently, by this crazy old Ghost. Okay, here's some more stuff on it. And it's a favorite place for canoeing, kayaking, camping in Florida's panhandle. Streaming through undeveloped lands, paddling through the river is said to be like going through beautiful tropical rainforest. But beware, for the black water has two mysterious, sinister residents in the mist. Locals will warn you to be careful when taking a dip. They said that there is a deadly, pale-looking woman with long black hair, smelling of a rotten cooter, who will drag you into your death. And it don't say anything about this other one. So far, lucky have it. Okay, well, anyways, there's a creature supposedly in this place, and this woman with long black hair that smells of rotting flesh. So, if anybody's in Florida and has been to the Blackwater River, tell me about it. We are on Facebook and Instagram. Okay, what do we have next for you girls and guys? Okay, here's our next one. This is Beaver Lake in the French Board River in North Carolina. While enjoying a luxurious paddle along the edge of the Beaver Lake, don't be surprised if you catch a sight of beavers, turtles, and maybe a ghost or two. Man made Beaver Lake near Asheville, North Carolina, is said to have a reputation for ghostly activities after a number of drownings and apparent suicides that have happened there. According to the according to the local folklore, the lake shore is haunted by two spirits. One is believed to be that of a young man who drowned in the 1970s, while the other is that of a young woman who is thought to have committed suicide. She is said to be seen on the dam looking down over the water. While the ghost of Beaver Lake seems to be lost in sadness, this siren of the French Board River is bent on friendshipness. Whatever that is supposed to mean. Talking about ghosts, not friends. I'm just saying. Ba-dum-bum-bum. Okay. Formed some 3 million years ago, the French Board River is one of the oldest rivers in the world as it flows through Asheville, featuring great hiking, biking, and unlimited paddling on the rivers. This is as long as you can avoid the siren. Based on a Cherokee legend, the siren of the French Board River seems as old as the river itself. The story first appeared in 1845 and was later retold in the Charles Montgomery Skinner's 1896 Myths and Legends of Our Own Land. The tale involves of a beautiful dark skinned and dark haired woman who enchants her young lovers to the upper reaches of the river that are filled with rapids and whirlpools, luring them over closer and closer to the water. She appears to be in the nude and at the edge of the water. When reaching for her, your warm skin suddenly becomes scaly and cold, and her face turns into a grinning skull of death. A loud devilish laugh rings through the forest as her victim is yanked into the water, never to be seen again. So if you're here and you see a naked, fine ass chick, uh, don't try to go take her home, guys. She's gonna put your ass in the water. Let's see what it says. The okay. The Knickerbocker State is a basin for ghostly tales and haunted places. Oh, this must be another story. Okay, well, this is of the Hanson Lake, I believe. So, everybody ready for this one? This is my last story of the day. Yeah, sorry this episode's short, but the next one won't be. Okay, the Knickerbocker State is a bison for ghostly tales and haunted places. Following the Hudson River upstream from New York City, you will come across the town of Sleepy Hollow, where Washington Irving penned his classical tale of Issachar Hood Crane and the Headless Horseman. Following the river even farther, and you will reach Bear Mountain State Park in Hessen Lake. Perhaps the inspiration for the Hessen soldier looking for his head. Hessen Lake is a peaceful crystalline body of water that sits on a base of a mountain. While no swimming is allowed, the lake is perfect spot for kayaks, canoes, and because of the story of how the lake got its name, many folks will not care to take a dip in it either. During the Revolutionary War, British redcoats and German Heisen auxiliary soldiers engaged American patriots in the French battle along the lake and river. The American held the ground behind a stockade wall and dismissed of Heisen cruisers or Heisen chasers led the charge to capture the fort. Repulsed again and again, Heisen and the Redcoats eventually overwhelmed the Patriots, but at a great cost. According to local legends, some 250 Heisens fell during the battle, and their bodies and body parts were then cast into the lake. It was said it turned the water red. It turned the water red with blood, promoting its soon to be called Bloody Lake. So that's why people don't like swimming there. And I'd be kind of creeped out about swimming somewhere where bodies and body parts were dumped. Timothy Dwight, who went on to become president of then Yale College, revealed the horrors of the lake after visiting the battlefield. We found at a small distance from the Fort Montgomery a pond of moderate size in which he saw the bodies of several men who had been killed in the assault upon the fort. They were thrown into this pond preceding autumn by the British would probably when the when probably the water was significantly deep. It was deep enough to cover the bodies up. Some were covered at its time, but at a depth so small as to leave them visible. Others had an arm and a leg or a body part above the surface. Their faces were vaulted and misused, and their postures were uncomfortable looking. Years later, the name of the lake was eventually be changed to Heisen's Lake, but the creepiness of it seems to have never left. Ghost hunter Alex Holzer told the local paper in 2016 there were a lot of lost souls in that area. Well, duh, no wonder there's a fucking war there, dummy. Many folks have claimed to see uniformed heisened spirits roaming the lake shores at night. One even reported spectacles of missing lamps and glowing eyes. Oops, sorry about that. Well, over here just whipping shit around like crazy. Well, guys, sorry this was a shorty. And like I said, I'm doing more YouTube videos. So, guys, go check us out on the YouTube channel. You can see me live doing this stuff. You can see my ugly mug. But I do get a face for podcasting, I'll tell you that. But hope you guys enjoyed the show tonight. Hope it was good for you. You'll have a great rest of the week. And it's starting to get good, nice bonfire weather, so you can tell little stories around the campfire. Ooh, that's another thing. If y'all got some old stories, old creepy myths and legends about your town where you're from, send them to me. We'll talk about them on the show or something. But I want to say thank you guys. And next week, we're going to do something special since, all the wars over there in Ukraine, and Ukraine's fighting their ass off to keep their country. So God bless the Ukraines. I'm going to do some ghost stories and cover some stuff in Ukraine. So we'll do that now. So, well, I hope you guys have had a good time tonight. This has been Ghost Stories Told from the South, number 96, guys. We're getting close to 100. I'm so excited. But you guys, be good. This has been Stephen LeBooth. I hope I didn't scare you too bad tonight. But I will see you guys on the next one. But remember, don't get too scared tonight when you go to bed. Bye. Perfect. Too scared tonight when you go to bed. Bye. All right, motherfucker. Well, been another great fun time, guys. See you on the next episode. Uh, hit that subscribe button, guys. Keep listening to me, and we'll keep on keeping on, man. We'll holler at you later, man. Bye.